Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about some common hand tools that you'll need when you're assembling parts. So I would say probably the most common one you'll probably be using is the hex keys, also called Allen keys. So they have inches or metric, and they usually come in sets here. So you can see uh, it's like a set like this. And they also have these things. They have like different head shapes. You can see here. They have some with like the ball end. Let's see if you could find one. Yeah, ball end hex keys. So if you look here, this is a zoom in of it. So that gives you good access at different angles. So that's really good. And then for the depending on if you're looking at metric or inches, you'll just go by the different sizes that they have. So for inches, you can see they go by fraction sizes, and then for metric, they go by half or full millimeter sizes. Okay, so it's good to have a set because most of the screws that you will use will have this sort of socket, the hex type socket inside. So these hex keys are probably the most common ones you'll need. And then, of course, you have like screwdrivers, right? You have different screw bits that you have, the cross and the flat. And you can also have different nut drivers. If you have hard time accessing nuts, you have sockets depending on the type of head that your screw is. So these are all some common screw tools. And then you have hammers, right? Sometimes if things don't fit or you just need to adjust something, you might need to hammer it. There's like mallets, which just has like a softer head or like a metal head if you need to have more impact. So depending on the use cases, you might have different sort of applications. And then you have pliers too if you're trying to work with specific parts that's hard to hold by hand or anything that requires more torque for turning or closing. That's what these pliers might be good for. Wrenches too if you're trying to open and tighten or loosen any sort of nuts and bolts. These are good for that sort of application. And then you have different hand tools that you might use to, um, like saws to trim parts down from like raw stock materials, or like hand drill tools for drilling holes and things like that. Tape measures for measuring things. And then sometimes you might get like a full tool sets that has like all the sorts of tool heads that you could possibly imagine in a full kit. So these might be good if you're serious about designing an assembly. A kit like this might be good to have, but this will typically have everything. Or you could just buy the main ones that you'll need, and then I would say the best way is to choose your hardware wisely, so you don't need 10 million tools to assemble your device. Ideally, you should be able to assemble your device with just one or two items, or one or two tools, I should say. Okay, and then you have like screw extractors too. These are great if hopefully this doesn't happen to you, but if you strip your screw or the head gets messed up, you might need to extract it. They have like a thread in the opposite direction that can help you extract your screw. That should be pretty fun. So you can use that for screw extracting. And then tweezers if you're trying to pluck eyebrows. No. If you're working with small parts, you might use tweezers. It's like tiny cables or anything like that. Tweezers will be useful. So that pretty much summarizes the tool. If you didn't get anything out of this, I would just say remember to get a set of Allen keys. Okay. So yeah, if you found this video helpful, give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next